So here we are in the middle row of the vehicle, and there's a couple ways to get to the back row. I'll show you from this way if you can see it, but there's this button on the headrest, and you can see it right there, little black button. So you press that, the headrest goes down, and then you can actually press that there, and this seat just goes forward. If that's for the person on the back seat, and then they can see. Another thing you can do is flip this handle on the side, and you can flip it down perfectly flat. So if you had a load of something that's long, you can do that with all these seats and your back seats down, and you have quite a large storage area. I even have some customers that go camping and they sleep in their Explorer. I'd be tons of room for 2 people back here. So that feature, this also goes up. One other feature they did in 2020 that's really neat is these seats here slide quite a bit. I think it was 7 or 8 inches of travel. What that's done for us now is the people in the very back, there's 2 more seats. Whoever's sitting back there, if they have long legs, the person here can actually put that seat up, giving them leg room. That's awesome now, because that was one of the complaints a lot of my customers had as well. And if you can see here, there's a moonroof on this model, and this one here has a dual panel moonroof. The one up here actually opens. This one here is a constant panel, always closed. There is a shade right here that actually comes across. So if you want to close it, it's nice too if it's too bright for the kids or the sun or whatever. What I like about this is a lot of our vehicles in these dark charcoal interiors are pretty dark. When you have a moonroof, it really brightens it up. So let's move on to the front, and I'll show you a few more of the features on the front as well. Ready? So here I am sitting in the cockpit of the Explorer. A couple things that have really changed is the space here. They've gotten rid of our shift knob. I know that's weird for a lot of my customers, but what Ford's done is gone to this, but you can see it's really streamlined this. So now you have a spot for your key. And also your cup holders are bigger, but what I really like is how much bigger they've made this storage. So in here you've got a 12-volt plug, you've got your USBs as well as a mini USB. So that's new. A lot of the new cell phones we get now have that kind of USB with them. And then so that's quite a bit bigger than the old ones. I don't have massive hands, just average, but I can reach in there and reach out very easily. There's also lots of storage here with a tray if you wanted to lay the tray in as well. And another 12-volt plug inside of there. A couple of the features the car has with the dial, it's actually nice to get used to because you don't, once you're in gear, you're just driving. A couple little neat features I just found out the other day. If I am in gear and I open my driver's door and I'm not moving, it puts it into park automatically. None of those times, you know, where the kids are yelling and screaming and you get home and you're yelling at Tommy and Billy or whatever and they're fighting and you stop, you just get out. As soon as you open the door, it puts it into park. I know for a fact that one time in my old minivan, I rolled about 20 feet before I ran back to the van because of exactly that scenario. So kind of a neat feature. And then also too, you've got your parking brakes electronic, and then a hold feature that's on there right here, right next to it. What that does for you is when you're waiting in line at a red light, and when you pull up and you come to a stop, if this is on, you can take your foot off the brake, the vehicle won't roll forward. And as soon as the light turns green, you just touch the gas and off you go. Another feature you have here, and I don't know if you're going to be able to see it very well, but I'll pull that steering wheel back. You have different drive modes. So in the drive modes, you got normal, eco, sport, and then you can go into tow haul if you're pulling something. You'll see how it changes the whole screen. One of the cool things that I like is if you go into deep snow, it turns on off your traction control. Those are the times when you'll want to be able to claw through the snow, because sometimes the traction control keeps your wheel from spinning, so it shuts it off and creates a better area for you to drive. So you can pick and choose. Otherwise, if you don't want to, you can literally just leave it in normal mode. A couple quick other features they have: heated steering wheel, heated seats, both sides, dual temperature control, and then the new Sync 3 system up here. It's been redesigned for 2020 as well. The Wi-Fi capable navigation, it hooks up to your home Wi-Fi or your work Wi-Fi. It always updates, so your map data is always updated when there's a new update to come out. What I like about this, and I'll try to do this with you guys watching, is when I do a search, it's like using Google. So if we were going to go like to 1234 156th Street in Edmonton, I would do this no different than I did on Google. And you just do a search and it brings up all the streets. And you can see that it's brought up to 2. See, there's one northwest, southwest, bam, you're done. I'm just making this up as I go, but as you can see, it's real easy. We can start to go there, or I can save it as a favorite. If we start to go there, there's my favorite. If we go to that destination and I hit start,
obey traffic laws, be alert, and use voice commands while driving. Please proceed to the highlighted route, and then the route guidance will start.
So you see here, it shows you 158 kilometers to the destination. And then if we left right now, we'd be there at 4:22, or it's 1 hour, 45 minutes. Pretty neat. It's easy to work with. I'm barely touching the screen. It's like using your smartphone. A couple other quick features. You've got a mix of your nav, your radio, and your home phone. And you can set everything up, go under settings. You got Ford Pass Connect. What Ford Pass Connect is actually an app you download onto your smartphone. It's all free. You can cell phone start your vehicle. You can also GPS track the vehicle. So I have had customers actually tell me, just yesterday, a customer in my waiting room was telling me that they'd had their truck stolen, and they literally got out their phones and checked, and they said, they called the police and said it's on its way to Westlock, and they found their truck in Westlock right near where it was, and it was a GPS tracking location system because it's on the vehicle, and it's awesome. And I had another customer tell me the same thing about a vehicle they'd had stolen. They found it in the Walmart parking lot because the customer was able to tell the police where it was. So kind of neat, good way to get your vehicle back, and hopefully, you know, you never have it stolen, but at least this way you always know where it is. A couple other features on the car. You've got lane keeping system. You've got your adaptive cruise control and lane centering. Those 3 features are fantastic. The lane centering system, or the lane keeping system, I play with all the time. We were playing with it the other day on our way to Edmonton, and in my truck and in this vehicle it would be the same thing. If you leave it and you start veering and getting close to the yellow lines, as long as it can see them, it'll actually vibrate the wheel a little bit and then actually turn the wheel just a hair if you want that setting on and bring you back. And so I was playing with it, and I took my hands off the wheel, and I went from line to line, and after about 2 times, I think it was, I had a little pop-up come up, and it said maybe it's time to pull over and have a rest. So I ignored it, hit OK, did it again. It went from yellow to red, and the dinging went quite a bit louder. So I started obeying. I was afraid maybe the next thing was it's going to pull me over. So a lot of cool features, lots and lots more, like plethora more of options on the vehicle. If you're interested in a more in-depth walkthrough, give me a call, 780-519-5191. Call the dealership, set something up with one of us, and we'd love to walk you through the car. We're doing a few things a little differently these days with what's going on. So if you're interested in seeing the car, we can have the car brought to your residence or a place where you feel more comfortable, and the car would be sanitized and ready to roll, walk through. You like it, we can look at your trade the same way. You don't have to come to the dealership if that's what you're most comfortable with. I also know that Ford is coming out with a few programs to eliminate some of the worry and the hassle of payments and a few other things coming up next week. So give me a call or talk to anybody into the sales staff here. Thank you so much.